Good morning. My name is Jennifer Tom, and I'm with my friend. Yes, and again, it's Wednesday, and we are here to have the grief talk.
Talk Café.
And
Grab your coffee.
Look at our special marks, darling.
Whoops. Oh boy.
Yes. Every Wednesday we come to you to have this grief talk cafe. And today we added cafe because we are passionate, darling. Like, darling, just tell our friends out there, why do we do this? Why do we show up every Wednesday and have this hard conversation?
Show up because we care and we have seen how connection, stories, and learning about grief has changed people's lives. It's changed our life, and so we're passionate about sharing what we've learned, so that your life can change and you can be resilient and have a good life, and that we can learn from our losses and we can become, but we can cope better. We can become better.
Sharing what we've learned. Sorry about that.
Technical.
Today we are going to be interactive. I see our friends who are watching. Every day, Darlene and I say we want to be more interactive, but we still need to figure out the technical stuff. So today I am so excited. We have two screens, and we see our friends watching. Thank you, Lala, for joining us. Please grab a coffee, invite your friends, and let's do this together. So that's I got a little distracted because I'm like, we're gonna figure this out. So, yay! Thank you so much for all our friends who are sharing the book When Flowers Aren't Enough. We are getting such good reviews, and oh my goodness, I just have to read. We got a text from somebody who purchased the book, and this was her comment. She said, she said, I learned some things for myself. One of them is the grief people can have when they lose their health. No one really understands grief until they go through it themselves. And I thought that is so powerful. Most times we don't even think we're grieving. But we are. And as we've shared before, grief is just not about loss of a loved one, loss of health. That is huge. And thank you, my friend out there who shared that. That was so good. And I'm glad that you're getting the practical tools. And that's why we wrote this book. The first thing the other comments we are getting is that it's a simple, practical book. We did not want to put out a book that's overwhelming. You're already overwhelmed with grief, whether it's health or loss of a loved one. But we wanted to make it that it's something you can put in your purse. And when you're just alone and you are in deep, you can just grab and just look at the book. And hopefully a page or two will help you. It's not it's a fast read, but also there's a place to journal and reflect. But I'm excited today because there's a page in here and it's a roadmap. And that is Darlene's work about this roadmap. And she's going to share with us about, and what page is it? Let's see. Anyway, it's in here somewhere. It's on the book somewhere, and it's a roadmap. And Darlene will be sharing with us about the roadmap today.
So the roadmap comes from just a crisis intervention theory, but the roadmap is kind of a guide that most people go through, and everybody's grief is unique, but we all kind of go through a pattern. And in that roadmap, there's things that we help navigate. That's why we called it a road, because we can actually drive through and navigate. So I think I can just share the screen with you.
We go.
So this is a roadmap. I don't know if it's sharing or not.
I think it is. Right there.
Oh,
there. Yeah, it's good.
There we go. Let's move this up. It's not sharing very good.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Hang on, friends.
Oh, there it
I
is.
see you.
Is that it? There we go.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, is that what it's showing up?
Yeah.
Okay. Full screen. Okay. Anyways, it's coming in our background. I think that's what it is. But anyway, so our roadmap, you can see it, we can go along. So basically when loss happens, we're going along and we're coping. We're just going along life and coping. And this can apply, and then we hit an event, a life event happens. And this can be a death that we've always talked about. It can be a death. It can be a loss of health. And the other one can be like loss of a relationship. So if you're like me, my kids are grown, but I remember when my kids were when my youngest child left high school, Kevin was my son. And I remember that it was a life event when he moved out and left. And so what happens when a life event happens, we go into grief right away. All those emotions come. So shock, denial, anger, bargaining, sadness, all happen as soon as there's a loss or a perceived loss. So it can be your health. If you got diagnosed by a diagnosis, immediately after, when you get that diagnosis, you recognize that there's been a loss, and that you start going through all those emotions, and then eventually you can come to acceptance. So eventually you'll be going through all those emotions. You accept what the loss happens, and then once you accept that loss, then you have to start adjusting to the losses, and there's going to be lots of decisions, lots of emotions about what you have to do, because that loss can never be replaced. That loss is gone. And so you're going to make lots of decisions, and you're going to feel like you're going up and down, up and down. And so when my son left, there was like, oh, I really miss him. And this is terrible, but also there was like great freedom, right? Or there was kind of, we had the possibility for different kind of life, because I didn't have to cook his meals every day for him. I didn't have to be responsible for him. So we went up and down, and your emotions go up and down, and you make decisions. And as you make decisions to cope, you can make good decisions. And those decisions, remember what a good decision was? So again, when you make a decision that's based on your values, it's your own decision, and you have all the information. As you adjust, you can make good decisions. And when you make those decisions about adjusting, you can either come up coping at the same level, or actually you can cope at a higher. When we make quick decisions, and we let's say we try, when my son left, I actually went to work. So I had that loss. So I actually started overworking. I just went to work all the time, right? That wasn't a good decision. And it actually made me worn out, and it hurt my relationship with my husband. And so overworking was not a good decision, which actually led to lower coping. But as you make decisions, you come, and then when you make if you come out lower, then the next time a life event happens, you can go down, and you can keep spiraling down, or you can keep going up. As you make good decisions. And we usually make some good and some bad decisions, right?
Right, all the time.
All the time. So this roadmap, that was just a short a story, but how we can use the roadmap and to figure out where we are in the grief process and what decisions we need to make and how we're coping about those decisions. And that's how we work through life.
I love that. And I found it. It's on page 36. You have the roadmap. And darling, thank you for sharing that. Because another feedback we got is somebody who has read our book, and he said he's never looked at it that way. Like, this roadmap just makes you peel the layers, and then you start seeing, oh. So I'm going to share something very personal. Hello, my friends. Anyway, I had a recent loss, and it's so dear, and I haven't been able to share fully, but as we do this Grief Talk Cafe, I'll be sharing all the time, because I'm helping myself too in healing, with my healing. But because I've done the work, Darlene has helped me through my grief, and the work we do, it's everybody will experience grief. But I learned that I went through the roadmap, and I was able to make one good decision. And the decision I did is that I took a program that helped me. And it was different because I learned something that I'd never learned before. And this program I took, it showed me how, when you're in grief, we get angry, and sometimes you're in a funk, like you're in a bad mood. Someone tells you something and you don't realize, and it triggers something, and you can actually get really upset. How many of us get mad or blow up? Sometimes it's our grief. But anyway, this program, I learned that it is actually important to create a reaction card.
Oh, wow.
And you didn't even know this, darling.
This
is called my reaction card. So when I have that blow up or I get in a funk and I'm in a bad mood, I pull out my reaction card. And you can create your own reaction card. So my reaction card, when I pull it out, it has intention rules for me. So number one, when I'm having that deep, I want to blow up and punch somebody, the first thing I do is deep breath. I take a deep breath. And most times I walk away. Please walk away. Take a walk outside, do something. But it could be different. But that's the one thing. That's my reaction, number one. Number two, I think I process, how do I want to be remembered when I'm gone? So how do I behave in order to be who I want to become? Because my friends who are watching, thank you for watching. We all in this, what I'm saying. Sometimes our behaviors is not how we want to be remembered. Like maybe lose it on my kids or lose it on my husband or not be a very good friend. I want to behave in a way that I want to be remembered. So I put that on my reaction card. And number three, will this situation matter in a few hours, days, or hours? So those three things, when I read them and I have that deep pain and I want to blow up, it actually makes me go back to my senses and take a deep breath, walk away. Do I want to be remembered this way, that I'm breaking glasses and windows? Just kidding. Or will this situation matter? So my friends who are watching, today we've gone overtime, but please, one value we want to encourage you is to have your own reaction card.
Yes.
Because as life events happen, like we are all seeing it everywhere with everything, we are all on the edge. We are getting mad about everything. Like someone just needs to rub you the wrong way and you get mad. It's grief. It's because we are all struggling some way. So guess what? Pull out your reaction card, read it, and let's keep moving.
Awesome. Keeping down the roadmap.
Yes. Right?
On the road.
And that was, Darlene, thank you for the roadmap, because that was one decision, a good decision, I believe, that has helped me, is create a reaction card. So my friends, what's your good decision
today?
So until next week, we just love sharing this, having coffee with you, our friends. And for our friends who are going to join us in our group, please see you at 1 p.m. And also, if you have not joined us, please check out our website. Darlene, do you want to tell them our website? And I'll write it down.
www.stronger-lifeconnections.com.
Perfect.
And go to resources. And on the resources, they have the monthly subscription. I think it's called the monthly mentoring. And that's where you can join us, where we have our weekly mentoring session where we can share more with you.
Awesome. Thank you, and see you next week. And we are figuring out all this technology. We want to interact more. We want to have questions where we can answer. Give us topics that you want to talk about. And let's talk about the elephant in the room. Till next week, have an awesome day.